Hello and good day, my viewers. You're watching me today because I read a book that inspired me to start my own YouTube channel. And good thing I'm going to be reviewing the actual book that inspired me to start my own YouTube channel. Let the world see you. Listen, this book is a must read for everyone. I don't know, but the author Sam Acho, he really poured out his heart. Listen, the secrets of men are in their books. So if you want to know a man, go and read his book, because he will pour out his entire heart. You can't write without pouring out your entire heart. He shared a lot of secrets in this book that can help anyone grow. It inspired me to start my own book. So my own YouTube channel, my book reviews, and I'm sure you're going to learn something from it. I'm going to help you by maybe putting a description in the comment section or in the description of this video, maybe a guide on maybe how you can order the book, how I ordered mine, so that you can always get this book. It's a very interesting book everyone should read. We are always faced with certain challenges, and our option ranges from addressing or facing that issue down to running or hiding from that issue. Sometimes we face it, very few times. Most of the times people tend to hide and run. But listen, he who fights and runs will live to fight another day. How long are we going to keep running from our issues instead of addressing them? How long are we going to keep hiding from them? Initially, at the beginning of this book, Sam was a victim of this. He liked hiding. Listen, there are a lot of potentials that people have in them. A lot, oftentimes. But we live all our lives without even enjoying 2% of what God has deposited inside of us that is going to bring us to a limelight. God did not create anybody as a non-entity, or he didn't create any empty being. What it means is that for every person he created, he packaged a very unique substance. He put in a talent, he put in a potential that is going to make you shine to your world. But the worst part is that a lot of persons will go to their graves without even leaving 2% or even 10% of what God has deposited inside of them. Miles Monroe of blessed memory said that the grave is one of the richest places because people don't live half of what God has deposited inside of them. You're going to be a victim of that after listening to the achievement that Sam achieved by letting out, by opening up. Listen, I keep asking, if we remain the way we are, we refuse to open up, we refuse to let out, how will the world enjoy all the deposits inside of us? Or what if all those that invented all the things they invented, what if they didn't invent? What if Thomas Edison kept mute, or he was hiding from inventing the bulb? What if the Wright brothers kept mute from inventing the aeroplane that all of us are? Imagine that by now you're using camel to come down from US to Nigeria. Imagine how many months. That means before the December you will be on the road, the December will start and it will finish. Just imagine. But somebody's thought pattern, somebody, because of the potential that God has put inside of him and his brother, the Wright brothers, they were able to invent that. Inside of you is something that is crying. Inside of you is a potential, is a music, is a book, is something that is crying and saying, let me come out. Can be that book, can be that movie. You're tired of some certain things you're seeing. Inside of you can be that potential that you have been looking out for. That thing you have been saying, who is going to do it? It might be you. That problem you're looking at and saying, who will solve? That it has gotten to you means that maybe you are part of those that will solve it. This book, Let the World See You, will help you. It will open you up so that you are going to take advantage of the potentials or the things that have been stored inside of you. There is no more hiding place. I'm going to share with you some of the high achievements Sam was able to achieve after he met a powerful counselor that talked him through a session that changed his life forever. I said, so when he met the counselor, and the counselor asked him, so When you get angry, what do you do when you get angry? He said he doesn't get angry. Who doesn't get angry? But he was indirectly saying that even if I do, or I even try not to get angry, or even if I do, I try to, I hide from it, I swallow it. Listen, we can't continue that way. Okay, I'll share this with you before I share some of the achievements Sam made by opening up, by letting the world see him. Listen, you're listening to me today because before I was feeling, who would want to listen to me? Who might want to hear me? Will somebody want to listen to me? But you're listening to me now. I'm not that bad, right? I still have some beautiful work to do, some more trainings to do, maybe to get more perfect. But you're listening to me, and before you know it, the whole world can be listening to me from just this I'm saying. There is something that is crying inside of you that the whole world wants to hear. There is that book that you've not written that the whole world wants to read. There is that movie that you can act, you can think of, you can write, that the whole world wants to watch. There is this thing inside of you that is crying. Let it come out. The whole world will enjoy from it. That's the potential God has put inside of you. Now, there are certain conversations that can be million-dollar conversations that can turn our lives around, but we hide. We claim we are not social people. We claim, I'm not the talking type. So what are you? You're not the talking type. So what are you? Listen, if you want to walk 1 mile, walk alone. But if you want to cover miles, walk with people. We are built for each other. There are certain things we have that other persons can take advantage of. So you cannot be an island. You must learn to reach out. You can't be all by yourself. Now, a certain lady was in a vehicle, and a young man, just one young man, brought out some drugs to take. He was taking the drugs without water, and he was just hurriedly taking the drugs. And the lady reached out to him and said, this might be wrong. We might just have to wait for the next bus stop, and so that you can get water and take these drugs properly. Don't you think? She was just trying to reach out to the guy. She's a nurse. She was a nurse. And the guy said, thank you for reaching out, actually. I live on medications. If I don't take these drugs, the after effect can even be worse than me taking it without drugs. Maybe in the next, once I get to the next bus stop, I can actually see what and I take. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry about that, for that kind of that kind of health challenge that might require you to take these drugs often, but don't worry, you'll be fine. And the young man saw the connection. He saw how nice the lady was. She actually knew what she was doing as a nurse and all that. And he reached out to her and he said, so what do you do? He said, yes, I'm a nurse and this and this. And they tried to talk. He said, from the way you're sounding, it seems you're a nurse. He said, yes. He said, okay, so where do you work? She was not actually working in a very good place at that point. But the man is a very big MD. His car had an issue somewhere, so he just tried to disguise himself, get into a public vehicle and move on. Man, he gave a girl a huge offer of her lifetime. He said, go anywhere you admire in this country to work, anywhere you admire, no matter what they are paying, no matter who is there, reach out to me, and with one phone call, you're going to get any job of your choice. Staying silent will not help us. There are persons that are supposed to have met people that will turn their life around, but they were quiet. They didn't know what to say. They were hiding. They don't want anybody to judge them. They don't want to feel. Listen, I'm going to share some of the excerpts that Sam enjoyed from this book. A new person joined Sam's team, when a new person, and he was a wealthy as fits. And Sam looked out and said, if it was when he was hiding, he approached the guy. So many persons are asking me about you. See what I bluntly told them that I didn't really know much about you. And the guy said, so what if you know more? What if I give you a chance to know about me? One conversation led to another. They became friends. If it was the normal Sam from when he started his book, he will avoid that conversation. But this guy wants to talk to me. He's the richest guy. I learned something from what Sam did there. Listen, if you want to attain a particular height, look for persons that are already in that height. Look for persons that are already in that level you're dreaming to. Follow them, either by reading their books or them becoming your friends or them becoming your mentors or something, but by all means, follow them. That's one way I've seen to achieve or climb a ladder. So that's one I learned from Sam from that place. Now, this friendship or the reaching out with Fitz made him to meet 2 presidents in one night. Fitz just told him, dress and come out, just dress to impress. We're going out for a function, just come. And he met 2 presidents in one night. Hiding will not help us. Sometimes we might just need to stop all this, I'm not a social person, no, and reach out to people. There's another one he enjoyed when he met his wife, blessing. He will have been there doing shy. He doesn't want to talk. He wants to be all by himself. What will people think? His wife was right under his nose. He has been seeing her. But thanks to his friend Callias that gingered him. Sometimes we just need some of those kind of friends to push us. Listen, our friends, or how do I put it now? Show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. Our friends sometimes, listen, if the company we keep somehow and sometimes influences the kind of things that comes around us. Thank God for Callias, his friend that always pushed him, and he got a huge package in one, blessing his wife. Being able to open up, not being inside his shell. He would have missed out on that if it was when he was just trying to be all by himself. Is this one? But thank God for a blessing that was somebody that was not trying to hide, or was not somebody that was trying to hold back. She gave the impression that, yes, this thing can work. Man, come and say what you want to say. This thing can work. And both the man, both Sam and Blessing, they are happily married today with kids. Sometimes we have to reach out. Let the world see you. Open up. There is so much inside of you the world wants to hear. Don't be in your shell. Another beautiful opportunity that Sam got from opening up, letting the world see him, was when he got the cheap toe slot, the cheap toe card. Sam would have, the normal Sam wanted to just enter there, make his order and run away. But the guy that was attending to him kept asking, are you from this? Are you a footballer? Yes, this is Sam. And he opened up and said, this is Sam. This is what he didn't want. He wanted to just be in his shell. But good thing, reaching out that day, opening up, gave him a slot. And he was able to meet a friend that kept renewing the cheap toe slot, the cheap toe card. And that guy, before they even became friends, he asked him, are you born again? That's a question. That question was coming between him and his cheap toe slot. You see, but he didn't pretend this time. He opened up. He didn't care about what anybody would judge him. He was being himself. And he opened up, yes, I'm a Christian. I like the way he was, what I enjoyed so much in the way, I like the way he was vocal about being a born again. It's not easy. One thing is to say you're born again, but being born again in a workspace. Yes, a pastor can easily declare, yes, but being born again in a bank, being born again as an MD, being born again as a sports person, man, it's not easy. But I like the courage. He was himself. There's no point pretending. He also got another beautiful opportunity when he reached out to George. He would have left that opportunity slide. He must just allow, he might have let it slide. But he got a big deal because of his courage. And sometimes, listen, until you accept responsibility, you cannot become a celebrity. I'll take it again. I say until you accept responsibility, you cannot become a celebrity. What moved George to pushing that or opening up that prison deal? It was because Sam was no longer reserved. He was now at the forefront. Everybody was saying, Sam, what will we do? And he was able to provide a solution. Somebody that is hiding will run away. Listen, anybody that must become a champion must be somebody that must take the bull by the horn, not somebody that will be hiding. You must take responsibility. You must take responsibility. There is nobody that has attained any height that took that height or attained that height by hiding. You must come out. If you must achieve anything, you must come out. There is no hiding behind. There is no hiding. You must come out and you must be sure this is what I want to do. He got the prison deal, a big deal from a billionaire, because he took responsibility. When the president said something that was not okay with them, on the national anthem whatsoever. He told his team, when they were asking what will you do, he said, no, we'll hold hands together. We'll show them we're a team. And George saw the courage and pulled that deal, the prison deal, and 3 deals like that he pulled. I'm sure somebody listening to me might have seen a reason. He say, no, this is 2021 we are getting into. Those things you have been writing, those are your to-do lists. I'll do this one. This is that year. See, you can't continue postponing. Start now. We're entering into a new year. Start now. Stop pushing it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Start now. I'm going to start now. Start now. Now is the beautiful time. There's no time of postponing it. Sam almost lost everything he had at the point when they gave birth to their baby, that Kelechi baby that was 10 pounds. When his house was flooded, when he lost the deals, but he was still courageous. Anybody that wants the world to see him might face challenges, or how you address that challenge, how you face the challenge will go a long way in helping you become the champion you have become. Let the world see is one unique book that have transformed my life, and I know somebody must have learned 1 or 2 from it. My name is Church Willie AKK, CEO of Excel Books Review. If you're meeting us for the first time, thank you so much. Thank you so much.